from being an employee to such a high-level operator. What were the things that you felt, okay, I need to work on myself to be able to operate this business?
Help people choose the right technology, trust the people that you're currently working with.
When would you be tough with an employee and when would you be lenient and understanding?
I'm not tough with an employee, I'm tough regarding the deliverables. Nuclear weapons scares me.
Why? Do you think...
Nuclear weapon.
I know, but do you think it would sometime get out of our control?
Nuclear weapon with the wrong people are very scary. Same as AI. Here I am. I opened the company back in 2018.
How did you transition from being a professor, from taking this project into a startup? And now, how many employees do you have? Around 100?
Around 90. Around 90 experts, engineering mainly, technical engineering, let's say. Grew to become a company from the international market, talking about BMW, United Nations, talking about ID Works as well, Royce and Qatar.
I want to touch on the skills that you think either to be able to excel in the academic world or to excel in the business world.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
I would like to welcome you, Bechara. Today I have a leader, someone who built a company from 0 to 5 years, from 5 to 100 employees in 5 years. It's an honor and a pleasure that you are with me here today.
Thank you, Thomas, for the invitation, and thank you for the setup. It's my first time. Let's see how it goes.
It's my pleasure. Bechara, can you tell us more about your background?
So basically, I used to be a professor at the Université Antonine University. I'm a PhD holder and a computer engineering as well, diploma. So I used to work in data privacy, research in data privacy. I managed a lab, it's called Ticket Research Lab at the Antonine University. Did some consultancies, technical consultancies for several companies, international companies and local as well. And so here I am. I opened the company back in 2018 when I was at the university, still as a professor. And I managed to select very good talents from the students. Snowflake grew to become a company with large-scale teams, large-scale clients, big players in the market. From the international market, talking about BMW, United Nations, talking about ID Works as well, Royce and Qatar. So yeah.
I love it. How did you transition from being a professor, from taking this project into a startup? And now, how many employees do you have? Around 100?
Around 90. Around 90 experts, engineering mainly, technical engineering, let's say. So let me tell you the story about it. I mean, my background was technical. So even during my PhD, I used to work on technical stuff. I used to like it. When I went to the academic sector, I also continued to, explore the technical new technologies related to the AI. I went from being information security expert to a data privacy expert during my postdoc. Also, I did a lot of implementations of that, and this led me to go into the consultancy for Robotron, which is a German company as well, in data privacy. So I managed this. Created an internship program with the BMW in collaboration with Jimmy, you know him. And those students who were in the pipeline of the internship funneled to BMW, hired them, saw the potential based on the production skill set that they have on the production level. So I used to when I noticed that there's a potential for the service business model, not a product based. It's a service based business model, and then based on also the range of skill set that we had at the university, from simulation, Unity, data privacy, developers and cloud native developers. So I started building, track by track, the skill set with the talents that were recruited as interns at BMW. And then, I created the company, recruited the first 2, 3, and then, you know the story.
How many services did you offer in the beginning?
At the beginning, I focused on AI, vision-related projects, and also data privacy at the beginning. And then from AI, vision-related to textual analysis and the AI, computer machine learning in particular. And then we moved to simulations, Unity, and then we moved to Omniverse on the go, based on the market. You see the trends in the market and then the future trends in the market. So we saw that it's a great potential. I had a lot of readings about what would be the prospects of the new technologies in the future. What are the types of investments that are growing in the market? So based on this, try to build the skill set accordingly. And then we had a lot of help from our clients, and because of our quality of products. And while doing this, at the same time, we built an ecosystem quality and security oriented. So that's why we are ISO certified. Try to create a company with a very good solid structure, solid pillars, in order to be able to scale fast. Because in our field as a service-based company, you always need to scale fast. Whenever you have projects, you need more resources, more individuals, working on the projects, and you should cater also for the quality of the products that you provide at the same time while growing, while scaling fast. So that's why we started 2 years back when doing the ISO certifications at the beginning of the our scaling prospects, and then we built this structure, and now we can scale easily while preserving the quality and while preserving also the information security of our clients. Now we are undergoing also a lot of ISO certifications. One of them is ISO 20000. Now we're gonna start doing this, and then we have the TISAXs for automotive industry. So we're focused mainly on the automotive industry for the information security and quality as well.
I want to touch on 2 pillars. The first pillar is you were telling me about how you scaled quickly, especially in the AI and all the different services.
Mm-hmm.
But in the AI right now and all the different services that you are providing, how are you being able to, with this rapid innovation and all this competition, like what is your strategy as the founder to be able to say, okay, 10 years from now, I am going to still be here and I am going to always be able to catch up with this innovation and also provide the new things to the market, or even do things that your competitors are not doing?
To be honest, it's a very nice question, a very good question. The thing is with there's a lot of AI providers in the worldwide. It's not something new. There's a lot of companies have been working on providing AI services. What is our added value is the fact that we have a very good trade-off of quality and cost. That's one thing. And the second part of your question is how you envision the technology in the future. There's a lot of resources for market study, right? This is one part. This is something that we need to study in terms of vision and strategy to build the vision of the company internally and the mission to accomplish this vision. So what we need to do is we study the market. We make sure our resources are always up to date regarding the technology. So now give you a simple example, ChatGPT. When ChatGPT was launched and then took this upscaling in the market, our resources are currently working on a specialization for OpenAI, just to keep up with the generative AI that is now taking place in the market, in front of the classification model, typical machine learning models that were used. So in this direction, we always push our resources based on KPIs, and this allows them to upscale and upskill their skill set internally in order to get higher grades, higher ranks within the company as well, and also to get more positions within the company from a skill set. And this is some sort of a mandatory approach that we are trying to adapt and adopt at the company. And this is based on, as I mentioned, market study, based on the trends and technology, and based on our motivation to motivate these young, talented, to keep working on their skills, to keep upskilling their skill set in order to become, really useful to either to the company or for their career development.
So you keep your pulse on the market, anything that comes, anything
True, that's
new.
market study.
Okay. And the second thing you told me before, that your skill is your passport, and
Yes.
you are someone that employs a lot of freshly graduate students, or even students that are still at university.
Yes.
So I really want to touch on, first of all, why are you trusting students, and also as a part of, I know how you operate, so you also give those students a lot of responsibilities. It's not just intern or part-time Excel sheet tasks or PowerPoint, so you trust them with projects. And
Sure.
I want to know, is this like a strategic side, or it's something that you want to do based on your experience as a doctor supervising students?
There are several types of students in the market. We don't hire only students. We have a core team. More than half of the company actually are skilled engineers who have been working in the market for several years now. But we also use talented students. Those talented students who have pursued internship at the production level, either in the production with big players in the market, or even local. And these talented students, I'm focusing on talented students, not talented, which is a talent that were inherited or something. These students who worked on developing their own skill set while continuing their studies. That's very important actually. So those are not only students; those are ready engineers who are able to tackle problems, challenges in the development world, right? Maybe you cannot put them into a production environment, but they can do their job fairly with really very good skills in terms of coding, in terms of development, while being supervised. This is very important. And also from our side, these talented students are from business perspective, are cost effective, because you choose the right people, the right talents, with the right expertise, put them on projects, not necessarily in high level of importance, or not on the production level of importance, while being supervised, code reviewed based on the quality standards that we have, in order to produce fast and very good, less error-prone code. This is, it's very cost-effective from a business perspective.
You also have your own training program, right?
Yes.
So it's inmind Academy, if I'm not.
Inmind Academy, it's a typical. How do I say it? Inmind Academy. The idea of Inmind Academy is to really minimize the onboarding process. Whenever you recruit or hire someone, from a company perspective, you need at least 2 or 3 months for an onboarding process, right? Just to get them to know exactly how you develop, what kind of technologies you are currently using, what is the project that might be of interest to you. So the idea of Inmind Academy that's it from our side, from what is beneficial to Inmind, is that we will train students. These students will be selected to do internships, to pursue internships at BMW, Ideal Works, or even Palantir. This is an ongoing project with a collaboration with Palantir. So these students, from our side, from what is beneficial for Inmind, is that our employees are training these students. So they will know exactly which and who, mainly from these students, are capable of delivering product level, code, and we will be able to hire them in order to, whenever we need to scale, we can hire them and include them in the hiring process. This minimizes the onboarding process. It's less cost to the company and allows us to handpick these young talents.
And you're also giving them
Training.
everything they need. Yeah.
This is also that you need to understand that the country, Lebanon especially, went into very bad shape during these couple of years. Financial crisis, economical crisis, and then now, these universities were not able to cope with this. A lot of university professors left the university for some reason or the other. I mean, they either left the country or shifted careers. So there's also some concern related to the quality of the education. There's no concern for now, actually. I'm telling you but back then we thought that it might be of a concern to the talents that we will be recruiting in the future. That's why we made sure to create this academy, invest in this academy, in order to train the candidates, just to make sure that those students, which we have now, it's the second batch, and we have more than, I guess, 40 candidates already in the academy for this batch. The first batch, 35.
And you're very selective also, right? It's not easy to get into the program.
We have a collaboration with all universities, and we have collaboration with the companies. They will select the students after the training process during the academy, and the universities, they will send us their top students in order to get appropriate trainings based on tracks. These tracks are either in the AI or in the on the software development, back end, front end, or even robotics as well. So and DevOps. So that's the scope of the academy.
When you say top students, what is a top student for you? Is it only by their grades, or what do you look outside of grades?
Personally, or based on the university? This is something left to the university to choose their top students. Right? This is something that is kept. It is managed by the university, by the team, by supervisors at the university who are responsible for this. From my personal opinion, the grades are not the only thing that highlights how a student is skilled or is top or not. On a personal level, hardworking. That's the first one. Hardworking student has very good motivation, ethical, and skilled to a certain perspective. You see, those characteristics could create a very good candidate for a job recruiter. That's the.
But how would you, for example, technical-wise, someone who doesn't have any experience on their CV, how are you able to let's say you are in the hiring process and you want to make sure, let's say in the beginning when you started inmind, when you only had 5 employees, all those candidates that you wanted to hire by yourself, how would you be able to identify if they have those characteristics without employing them?
When I was at the university, back then when I was in university, I used to be a professor. All the employees were my former students. Until now, we have 70% of the employees were my former students. So I had handpicked each and every one, okay, based on the characteristics that I told you about that I mentioned. Because of the fact that we need to also to oversee the selection process, the academy is here, right?
Yeah.
So you are working, actually, the employees are currently working with candidates for 2 months. So they will be able to evaluate the students based on the ethics, based on the ability to work under stress, based on the ability to be accurate, the motivation, their skill set. So this is a process that is not a hiring process, a typical hiring process.
Yeah.
This is something that you are dwelled in it. You are in the process of evaluating the students for not only 1 or 2 or 3 interviews, for 2 months, continuous 2 months of 2 months of training.
Is this also I'm pretty sure also this is a big part why you have such a nice company culture here, but did you how are you also as the founder building such a nice company culture where everyone is working here, it's like a family, everyone knows each other, they work together? Because honestly, also when you send your students or your employees also to BMW, and when I met them there, everyone is so close to each other. Also in the workspace, they all work together, they ask each other questions, no one is also shy. So how, first of all, I'm pretty sure this is a big part why you have such a nice company culture, but as the founder, what is was this also your plan to have such a nice company culture? And what are you doing also to build such a beautiful team?
To be, it's question has several different angles. Let's say, first one is choosing the right people. Okay, but still, you might miss a few points while choosing the right people. There's an error range or margin where you can choose someone who's not fit to the culture. Be fair with people. Be fair and try to be less judgmental, but be fair while taking decisions. This is a very important aspect of doing business. And also, make sure to show them that the company works also hard for them. So we trying to get business, whenever we have a successful year or successful project or whatever, try to show them that also it is part of their job. This is how they what they did actually to get us this far and make the company successful, and try to promote it internally. That's very important. And also to always get them to see targets, objectives. They have objectives to work for it. Focus on the objective, not the competition internally. That's very important.
Yeah, I think this is also something that gives us also motivation to work all together.
True.
If we want to go back to before you started InMind, when you were a professor, I want to know how you going from a professor mentoring students to building a startup with all the responsibilities that come with having a team of 90 people, having big clients such as BMW, Rolls-Royce. How did you change?
It's your question is how you move from the academic to the business.
Exactly. How did you move from
mindset?
Mindset from being an employee to such a high-level operator?
It's like any other employee. I mean, you have to work hard. You have to, develop your career, and I did the same. I had to read a lot of things to understand a bit of the the mindset of the business world. So I had to read and I had to cultivate myself in this direction. I also, from a technical perspective, I've been working technical for some time. It's not only theoretical part. So I know exactly from a technical how to shift to a business and to see the opportunities. Also had help with other, with the colleagues and clients, friends, to see how the opportunities and to try to grasp these opportunities in order to make them, make them, and turn them into projects for the company. So yeah, that's it. It's like you have to work hard in order to get.
So it wasn't like you felt you had like you come from a technical background, a computer science doctor. You didn't feel the business game is a little bit new to you, or it was just like just work hard.
It's something new, but you need to. It was something really new to learn a lot about. At the beginning, especially at the beginning, from the accounting perspective, legal. To go
so you had what did you learn? What were the things that you felt? Okay, I need to work on myself to be able to operate this business.
I mean, you need to structure. Read about the companies, read about the business, read about the how to structure a team first, how to create a team, especially that you are service based, so you have a lot of teams, a lot of technologies behind. Choose the right technology, help people choose the right technology for the decision maker. Trust people, trust the people that you're currently working with. It's very important to trust them and to make them feel comfortable about the decision. Make them accountable as well, so that they can know exactly what should be done or what should not be done. Also, try to, from my personal experience, I had to go into the legal stuff a lot, understand the business behind how to grow the business, understand also the financial aspect of the business, projection, cash flow. Those are things that's very important for each and every CEO and the company. And then also seek business, seek opportunities. That's my role for now. Seek opportunities, try to get opportunities, and manage well the company. That's so these two. So I had to read, get some courses on that. Yeah.
What is your leadership style? To be honest, I really want to know how are you working first of all on yourself as a leader, and what is your leadership style? Also, because as I'm always mentioning a team of 90 people to 100 people in 4 or 5 years. So, how are you as a leader?
I try to reduce my frustrations a lot, but yeah, I mean, just follow up on things carefully, push people, motivate them as well, and yes, make them accountable while reducing the frustration. That's a very one thing that you work on it on a personal level. Make sure that everything is going smoothly. Whenever you have stress, big opportunities, try to manage them. Try to make sure that people around you are feeling comfortable. I do my best to do this, but it doesn't work.
Are you tough? Are you considered tough, or are you a little bit lenient? When is something like? When would you be tough with an employee, and when would you be lenient and understanding?
I'm not tough with an employee. I'm tough regarding the deliverables. So deliverables are very important for the company because we are deliverable oriented, and then we need to make sure that the client is always satisfied. That's our business model: client satisfaction, and then recurrent project, and then that's the business. So make sure that the deliverables are on time at some point. Identify the flaws or the issues that were encountered during the development process. Because I'm the CEO, I'm also the head of engineering related to the company. So make sure that the process of the project management development is well established, and try to avoid getting tough with the employees. Avoid getting these. But still, deliverables, I'm very, very strict regarding deliverables on a personal level and within the company.
Okay. I want to move a little bit to the AI aspect. On the potential risks and the benefits that are coming with AI. So ChatGPT, their competitors from Google, it is honestly a little bit scary to see, for example, the things that now you can create a podcast between two people with the same appearance and the same voice. So from a privacy, security, and ethical side, what is your take on this?
That's a new job opportunity for us, actually. Whenever you have, for instance, now you have like deep fake or whatever, there's a counter deep fake, you have to work on it. So that's also, it's an opportunity for the business.
So
whenever the technology arrives, you will have a lot of new ideas and new development skills and new technologies to tap into it. So
it's not something that scares you, or do you think like for
nuclear weapon scares me?
Why? Do you think
nuclear weapon?
I know, but do you think it would sometime get out of our control?
Nuclear weapon with the wrong people are very scary. Same as AI.
I thought, like, do you think AI would, at some point, let's say 1,000 years?
It's not about. No, I'm just giving you a hypothetical example. Example about nuclear weapon, right? This is a scary thing, right? It's very dangerous, and with the wrong people, wrong person or whatever, this is very dangerous. Same as AI. AI is a tool, right?
But it's much more easily accessible.
It's easily accessible, but it's very difficult, also very complex to use, right? So you cannot use easily. You need the right people to use it, right? Not talking about no-code AI. We're talking about advanced AI. So in this you need a lot of data. With the right people, it can do a lot of very good things, right? Same goes with if AI is with the wrong people. So from my perspective, whenever you have a risk in AI, you will have people working on try to minimize this risk.
Okay. I also want to go back to when you were 22 years old or 23 years old. You did your bachelor's in telecom, right?
I did the telecommunication engineering, yes.
Yes. So when you graduated, You also then went to do a PhD in computer science, then you did your postdoc in Qatar.
Yes.
So your academic background is nothing short of impressive. For the students that are also very academic, I want to touch on the skills that you think either to be able to excel in the academic world or to excel in the business world. I want you to, if you would think about the mistakes that you did throughout all this journey. What are the things that you say, I wish I worked on, and you would give us also as also freshly graduates advice to work on those skills as fast as possible?
It's a different era. It's really different era. Nowadays, in technology is moving way faster than. It is really moving faster. When I did the PhD, it was my intention to go into the academic, something that I love, something that teaching students, something I love, doing research, something that's really, really nice, and at the same time supervising students. So this was part of my career development. And back then, the PhD was it's like a gate to be able to accomplish these three tasks, like research, combination of research, teaching, and supervising students. So that's the scope. That's something that was something I really liked when I was at the university. Still like it, still like going through it. However, for the students nowadays, there's a lot of new opportunities, and then the opportunities in the market are especially in the development world, and not the typical development. I'm not talking about low level, very basic development. We're talking about advanced development, like we're talking about AI, simulation now, robotics. There's a lot of new technologies, and the skill set is really needed. We know it as a business players. CEO of a company, we need a lot of resources, very good resources, talented resources. In order to get these talented resources on board, they should work on their career. And then I mentioned before the interview now, students should be able to work while studying on their career development. It's from day one. We have interns from first year of.
Yeah.
We even had interns. College interns, before the university. So that's it's very important. So now we see that programming, doing a lot of robotics, AI, that's the new trend. So it's a career development process that should be managed in parallel, simultaneously, while pursuing a certain degree. Okay, especially in engineering, we're talking about the engineering prospect. So they should be working hard in order to work not only on theoretical stuff that they get in the university and some of the applied stuff that they get in university, but also to develop their own career based on the production level, because this will shorten their onboarding time, the training process. This is a very important aspect that they should tackle. And nowadays, the era of the development, because of the lack of resources worldwide, for resources, very good resources, it's very good to pursue such a program and a career development plan accordingly and simultaneously to the program itself. See, so this is very important. Now there's a candy land of technology and lack of resources, so there's a lot of opportunities for these young talented to go and tap into in the future.
But to be honest, I think your way of doing things, like you are giving the chance to people that are still in school or before going to university, and also first year students, I think this way it should be adopted. Not like you are one of the very few companies that do this.
There's a lot of companies.
Also employing students.
Employing, when you say employing, is like hiring
even
interns,
part-time internship.
Yes, there's a lot of there's a lot, not as much as inmind, because inmind has a wide range of interns within the company, especially during summertime. So we are investing a lot in training the interns and choosing the best. But this is something common, really common within the companies, especially in Lebanon, where you have a lot of students, we have a lot of universities. We have 45 universities in Lebanon. So there's a lot of resources coming out of these universities. You need to choose the best at the top and keep them, try to motivate them to stay at.
In Lebanon, what is your? Would you say like you are also now opening 2 new offices, right, in Qatar and in America? They are already open.
We opened one office in the US, an office in Greenville, and then the other office in Doha. We have already running project with Doha, with the Qatar tourism.
What is your vision and plan from now till 10 years? Do you want to stay here in Lebanon?
Personally, yes. On a personal level, yes, I will be. But jumping from town to town for the business sake, yes, actually, just visiting here. But my hometown is Beirut. What I like it here, but the thing is, my vision to the company is like becoming a regional hub, not a regional hub, a hub on an international level. That's the vision of the company. Try to achieve it by opening the branches worldwide. We still have few branches to open. This is our vision for the next year. We are targeting the KSA, targeting also Australia, targeting Canada, and these in London. So those are our vision. This is our targets for growing and scaling the company for the service development. There's a lot of there's another vision for spin-off, but this is something that keep it for. It's not the right time for now. But it's being cooked. Let's say.
I love it. To end, I want to ask you your advice to every single Lebanese person who is saying, I can't do anything here, and they think that the only solution is to travel. You prove to everyone that there is opportunities here. We have the resources, we have the minds to be able to work from Lebanon to BMW to any single country outside of Lebanon. So to those people or those students that feel depressed or feel that they have no outside also of engineering, that feel there is no hope for them here in Lebanon, and the only way to be able to achieve their goals and dreams is to go outside.
That's
what would you tell?
That's what I mentioned. Your skill set is your passport. If you want to leave, if you want to really have a decent life, work hard on yourself, right? This is something very trivial. Give a chance to Lebanon, because Lebanon now, it's ramping up, We've been at the bottom. Now it's getting better. From my perspective, I see it, and for the long run, it's getting better. From economy perspective, Lebanon is still cheap comparing to the other countries. Yes, you are getting a lot of benefits, roads, very good, decent life in abroad, but you are paying for it, right? You are paying taxes, paying a lot of things. Here, still, it's bearable. If you are getting the right amount of, especially in our field, our technology services, it can give you a very good life, actually, good life in Beirut. So give it a chance. Wait, develop your career, and whenever you feel that this is becoming unbearable.
So you're not against if you think that someone feels they don't have any opportunities here, you're not against them going outside and testing things out for themselves.
They have to explore. It's good to explore, actually. We did it. Everybody. Most of my colleagues did it. They went abroad. I lived abroad for several years in several countries. I still believe that for me, my family Lebanon is one of the best. If you can create your own bubble, yes, Lebanon is the.
Living abroad, doing all those things you did, would you say you would never leave Lebanon? This is the place you would live?
Yeah. Yes, for now, if the situation stays like this, and there's no need for us to leave, there's no exceptional, how do I say, problems that push us to leave, I would stay here.
To be honest, for me, it's still the best country in the world.
Yeah.
Even studying outside, working outside, I can't wait for the moment that I would come here and see my family, see the country, our culture.
Social life.
Social life.
Social life is very
There's nothing better than Lebanon.
Social life. Yeah.
Bechara, I want to thank you so much. Honestly, it was really a pleasure to get to know you and to do this episode with you.
Thank you, Thomas. It's a pleasure actually to discuss such things with you. Very interesting. Nice questions, by the way. And yeah, looking forward for the next episode.
The next episode, hopefully in 5 years, with 1,000 employees and and offices all around the world.
Inshallah.
With the new questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Thomas.
Appreciate you.
Likewise.